ambition against ambition, so that no ambitious person and or group could get total control of our government, because it was a system that was rotating. So both the elected officials as well as the process for creating good public policy. So that's my philosophy, is empowering people. And on my card when I was running for both in the legislature, because I served in the legislature as well as commissioner, is empower people, not government, because the people are the source of power, which is totally different. It's upside down from what normal governments are. You used to have a monarch, a leader, a king, some kind of a leader at the executive branch, and they make decisions, and then it flows downhill. Ours empowers people to flow up, and the government has only the powers that the people. And we're celebrating, by the way, the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. You probably saw that on last Friday. They started off the Paul Revere's Ride commemoration of 250th anniversary. And that's basically what Alexis de Tocqueville found, is we had this system, not perfect, as Churchill said, but it's the best system that we've created in terms of empowering people and limiting government. But government is required, but limited. Well, I think part of the dilemma, as it were, we have an information dilemma in today's world, but it's a totally different context than when our founders founded our country. The information dilemma then was lack of information and getting information between two places quickly. Now we have information overload, as it were. So we have to be much more discerning on, one, where we get our information, and then the trustworthiness of the information is critically important as well. And I think that is part of what's going on in our country right now. We're trying to wrestle with that, and the latest version of that is AI, as you well know. So you can literally create people's words in a setting that they didn't actually say. So we have to be very discerning, and I think that's, quite frankly, the frustration in America right now, is getting information, trustworthiness of the information, and then being able to act on it. And so some people use, and the extremes of that are, some people become frustrated with the system as I just described it, and they just check out of the system, so they don't participate anymore. The other extreme is they overly participate in doing things like very disruptive things, which is, again, totally counter to our systems functioning properly. The pitting disagreement, which is what our founders gave us, is part of our system, but it needs to be done in a logical and orderly way so that you respect people's disagreement rather than just shutting them down in a meeting room or making it so that they can't take any kind of action that's positive. So that I think is the most frustrating part, or the most important part. What I'm trying to do is create an information disseminating so that people can actually have a wide body of information when they help us make those decisions, and that's my goal. And so I appreciate the fact that you, as students, are trying to do that, because you're an essential part of making our system function properly.
Thank you.
Well, my approach is first to listen, and that's what I like to do first, is listen to somebody, no matter whether I have the inclination based on a knowledge of them personally or just not knowing. Listen to them first. Make sure I understand what they're saying. One of my college professors said it this way. He said, words do not convey meaning, they call them forth. In other words, if I say democracy to you and you smile and nod your head, I'm assuming you understand democracy or a Republican form of government the way I do. You may not. Your definition of that may be totally different than mine. So having the dialogue between people is critically important so that you come to an understanding of what they think by what you're saying, and you understand what they understand what you think by what they're saying. And that requires dialogue and listening to each other in a way that sometimes we don't do in today's world.